formal action on it.
Hi, Randall Barton, 70 Lintel Drive from McMurray. I'm here on behalf of my mother-in-law, who was in contract to purchase 122 Rose Avenue, which is, right, that gate is right in front of that. This was just disclosed to her, of course, a week ago. Apparently, I hear it's been going on for 7 years, someone mentioned. She's, it's an odd scenario, but she's wondering whether to terminate this agreement now because she's unclear what's going to happen there. And she asked me to inquire, is there any reason this can't just be left open like every other road is? I know it's at the border of 2 townships, but she just can't seem to imagine why this can't be, the gate be removed and like it always has been as we go township to township or borough to borough. And I said I'd inquire on her behalf. She's elderly, she's an elderly sister, and she doesn't want to have a gate that she has to manipulate.
So this wouldn't be a gate. His motion and what's been seconded is a permanent closure of the road. So our township engineer is actually going to look into some sort of guide rail or something, mainly because this has been going on for 7 years. And the gate, the road has been actually closed with that gate for a period of time. It's only recently that the gate has been open and traffic has been flowing.
That was at the request of Rose Avenue residents or of the new development next
That
door?
was actually at the action of the homeowner who had a lock and key to the gate, who opened it up and has left it remain open. This board, I know there was a previous board that had approved the connection, but this board feels strongly about permanently closing the connection on there so that it's done and finalized, so that we don't have to continually have these discussions about the gate or have residents complaining and saying, rightly so, the gate was open today, but it's closed tomorrow.
Yeah.
So this will be a permanent, final decision. There's no more gate, there's no electronic gate, nothing. It's going to be a permanent.
So that would be a dead end, in other words. And that's that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Wait, hold on, sorry. She's gonna go, and then he's gonna go, and then, sure. Sorry.
I'm Macy Mardick, 120 Rose Avenue. I do live next to the gate. I wanted to make a statement that I do want it closed. A lot of my neighbors next to me want it closed as well. The traffic has been horrible. Our road conditions have been going down. On Thursday, actually, we were talking on the phone, and a semi-truck, a 40-foot semi-truck, came through the gate on the Apple Hill side and took out power lines. Our cable was out for a little bit. My other neighbor's cable was out for a little bit. My daughter cannot walk the dog. She does, but it's I'm worried about it, so I'm more upstairs now when she's walking her, and I'm working from home. I would love it if you guys did approve this, but I do thank you for your time.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir. Do you want to come on?
I'm a resident of Concellia Drive.
Can you give us your name and address?
My name is Earl Gans. I moved to Concellia Drive in 1973. There's some neighbors here that was there before me. They've been paying taxes all that time. And there's some people on Concellia Drive and roads that have been there since the 60s. I've been looking at this project we have, and I got to get my hats off. There's a lot of planning in these houses, ramps, stuff like that. A lot of heavy equipment there to do this. Our street has not. We don't have any area utilities. As the lady said, now it's opened up temporarily. We got 40-foot semi-tractor trailers coming down the road. We have full-blown moving vans coming up Concellia looking for something, knocking down lines, not recently, but last year, and there's no place to turn around. It's a dead end. The semis went up roads. I don't know if he knocked the lines down, went over to Canonsburg side, turned around where, I don't know, came back down. He had more lines on him than Moby Dick had. Now, so this can't go on. There's people with kids. Kids used to roll balls down the hill and chase them. They don't do that anymore, but it happens. Sometimes the parents have to go after it all. There's cars coming up there to Concellia because this place is open, they get confused. They go up Concellia, it's a dead end, just a side street. There's no cul-de-sac, there's no nothing, and then you got big trucks coming up there. You guys made the right decision. You voted, that's what I understand, you guys voted to block that. You made the right decision, and we thank you for it.
Go ahead, Linda, sorry. Do you want to?
Thank you. I appreciate all the time and effort and listening to my emails and my calls and my complaints and giving you some information you probably didn't really care to have. But, so I understand now that it's going to be permanently closed. No car will be able to go through there. Is that
Yeah, there
Okay.
will no be.
So what's going on with 122? What access are they going to have?
That owner would have to make a right-hand turn out of their driveway if you have the Hill Road.
Okay, so because they do have additional access. It really is unfortunate that this has had happened to them because there should have never been a throughway. You know, it was approved years ago and it should have been done. So, I mean, they are in a way having a problem because they're going to have to go, they're going to go the other way that everybody else does on the other side of Appleville. So, some relieved that we're going to see the less traffic again in the dangerous conditions. And what about the stop signs?
They're staying,
Why are they going to stay?
because we said so, they're staying.
Who said so?
For safety.
Pardon?
This is
They're gonna-
slow
Why do you
traffic
feel
now.
that it's safety? Because coming down my street, Concellia Drive, which is, you know, basically we have the full, you know, we're going down to the hill. So it is dangerous if we have to stop at that. If it's snowing, we can't stop. We're not going to stop. Because we can't stop on that curve. How many of you been up there?
Oh, yeah.
You have, who else? I know you.
I have
Okay, so why don't you take a turn at the end of Concellia Drive and try that coming down to the stop sign? And what you're basically doing is once you close that road, there's only 3 houses that end Rose Drive. So you're gonna make all those 3 houses stop at the stop sign and downhill? Doesn't make sense, does it? You're making 3
There
houses.
actually should be another stop sign at the bottom, you know, on by Burnside.
There is, which is never, as well, as Sean knows very well, how much that he can see, how much those stop signs are not done. Today I came down and there was 2 people came through. What extra number, and I'm coming down the hill. Now Sean tries, and he don't have the manpower to sit there and do it. And I don't know how many tickets you give when you do sit there. A lot. And that's a lesson to those people, but you know, they just go through the stop. But that's another issue because
Maybe I'm speaking out of turn, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, I think there's a period of getting used to it too, like where people are coming through and they're not used to having to stop there. So I think,
well,
you know,
yeah, I mean, you know, you really, it really seems to be, you know, the problem that the reason that maybe we thought about putting stop signs in was because of the traffic that we constantly complain
it
about.
was unrelated.
So how many people are gonna, you know, and you've got a stop sign in front of one of the ladies that has, right in front of her driveway, that she can't really even park on. We have limited parking on that street too, so putting those stop signs there.
Let's get the road closed first, right?
That's true. Well, I really expected for you to say you were going to remove the stop signs because they weren't necessary anymore, so I didn't think I was going to have to argue another point. So, but, so when's this going to go on? When's this going to happen?
We're gonna have to work with our township engineer as quickly as we can make it happen, we will happen. I don't wanna give you a time frame because I can't commit right now, but we have to figure out how we're gonna permanently, what, we're gonna use to permanently close it. There was just some things thrown out tonight, give him the opportunity, but I would say within the next month or so.
Okay. And my illustrious neighbor over there complained about, he lives on Concellia, is my next door neighbor. And we will be next door neighbors in the future because we're all going to go to the Arlington Cemetery, up to the cemetery. but
Hopefully not soon.
I know, and hopefully maybe not close.
I would
don't
say
know.
that's some planning. I thought I was organized,
Oh,
but
we got it
that's
all
some
figured out.
planning.
We got it all figured out.
I wasn't thinking that's where you were gonna go with that either. I'm like, oh, you're moving.
I know, I just tease them all the
Yeah.
I can
time.
say one thing, to go with her. If you're coming down, and we've had 4 residents that, in our lifetime, and there's black ice, nobody stops at black ice. That's why our founding Cecil fathers did not put a stop sign at the bottom of roads. Black ice, bad weather conditions, you can't stop. So here comes a school bus or whatever,
Well, that's a school bus turnaround too.
Yeah,
At
it's
the
a
bottom
school
of
bus
the hill,
turnaround.
there's a school bus
you
turnaround.
can't stop. So
There's
I don't know, there's a stop sign there, you want to stop because we want to be on the right side of the law. And,
I can't control, unfortunately, none of us on the board can control black ice.
But you have to admit, our road department, our road service on the snow and ice is a lot better than it was when our founding
Oh,
fathers were here.
oh,
Oh, totally, I agree.
that's for sure.
We hear your concern, let us get the road closed and then we can
Yeah.
maybe at that point reevaluate.
Yeah, the 3 stop signs, the new ones, are totally unnecessary. Totally. I mean, put it back the way it was. And, go from
Put the
there.
road back together,
Yeah,
take
put it
that
back
out
the
of
way
it.
it was.
Okay, well, let us, okay, thank you, let us close the road and then
One
we
more
can.
thing, and my point was, before I got distracted with the comments with him, is that we do have problems. There used to be a no outlet sign in Concellia and Rose. And our problem is, the people, they think that there's a way to get somewhere else and they came up and they don't, and they have to back up. And my husband has had help them back up because
We
they
had
think that there's a,
Appropriate signage. Yeah, we had already, that was one of the things we discussed in our executive session, was not only closure of the road, but making sure that appropriate road closure signage was put up
yeah,
there.
right, that's necessary, but that's the thing. But maybe that no outlet sign for another time, let's just get what we.
No, it's going to be part of the road closures. We are going to have to put up additional signage that lets people know that there's no
I
outlet.
think you guys will contact Kansas Borough on their last street before somebody turns out that they know that road is no through road.
For sure.
Sign up there too. So
Yep,
I'm sure Dan knows what to do with that.
yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, because, Andy Schrader's daughter lives on the other side of Canonsburg, and she complains that a lot of people are coming down and turning around because they're not paying attention to the signage up on the hill. So she should probably go to Canonsburg and try to get some additional signs so they know that it's no outlet too.
Which is why I was opposed to the gate, because then people don't know, is it open, is it closed? Like, this is a permanent solution. It is closed.
Great.
There is no
I
more
just- I
access.
just want to say, as far as.
Can I ask you to step to the microphone and state your name for the record?
They all know my name, so I can say.
Teresa Dance. As far as on the bottom with Burnside and Rose coming down, and I've seen signs, numerous signs around the area, that downhill traffic doesn't stop. It just tells the people at the stop sign, both stop signs, that downhill traffic doesn't stop.
Opposing traffic, I think we talked about opposing traffic does not stop.
Well, it's only a downhill, it's one hill and 2 stop signs at the bottom. And, I put a sign down there on each side, downhill traffic does not stop. You know how they say oncoming traffic doesn't stop.
I mean, the problem though is we can't go out through the township and start removing stop signs just because people aren't stopping. Like,
You put them up, okay?
there's
You
a
can take them down.
there's a requirement. All right, thank you, appreciate it. We still have to take a vote, so if there's a, go ahead, you want to make a comment about Rose Avenue?